Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about NCCL S5 Week 9. I apologize for the delay. This was supposed to be out like a week ago, but stuff happened, so I wasn't able to record until now. But the match already happened, so I can't have live commentary sadly. But we can still have fun. I can still go over the match, and I may have a surprise right at the end. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be something you might enjoy. So this week's match is against longtime NCCL legend Zachary 51. That's the number. And he's a very strong battler. He's a great builder. He comes up with sets, and he's my go-to mock provider. He helps me build himself. So I know how much of a threat he is, and he's got a very threatening team. He's got Zero Aura, Blitzcore, Heatram, Gardevoir, Tauros, Bronzong, Balloon, Umbreon, Dottler, Hogwarts, yes, Webs, Hog, yes. Dottler, Luxray, Grandpa, and Jellicent. So, if anyone who's ever played a draft league should know, Aurora is very strong. It just volt switches around the place, and it does big damage. It doesn't take hazards because it's good boots, but nevertheless, I think I got a team that handles this pretty defensive team with Blitzcore, Heatran, Bronzong, Jellicent, and Umbreon, some very good defensive mons. I got a pretty good team that can handle it, and it also got some very nice heat, as you'll see. In fact, you'll see it right now. We got Torterra with the Citrus Berry, Overgrow, Earthquake, Rock Polish, Woodhammer, and Worry Seed. Now, why Worry Seed? So, as you may notice, there are only about three or four things that can really handle Torterra after he gets a boost. And those four things are Dottler, Bronzong, Blitzcore, and Balloon. Now, Dottler, I doubt it's coming because I have a Trick Moon team, and webs aren't really useful, especially because I have Passivity. And the other three, two of them are Poison Heal mons, and the other one is only immune to ground because of Levitate, which means that if I Worry Seed them, they cannot wall me. For the Poison Heal mons, they will slowly kill themselves with their Toxic. And for Bronzong, I can just KO with Earthquake after I get the Worry Seed off. And it can't really do much to me back. So yeah, that's the idea behind the Tort set. It's just the Heat Breaker. I get to set up on something like Zero Aura, Blitzcore and Bronzong, and maybe even scaring away a Jellicent or Luxray. Luxray should never come here. It didn't. So the second two next mons, they're basically twins. They're conjoined twins. If one comes, the other one's probably coming too. It's Duck and Horse. Duck here is very specially defensive. It has exactly one job. And that job is to wall Gardevoir. Well, not a wall, but check it. Like, be able to switch into it. But since it also has Trace, it's also a secondary check to their aura, because it absorbs the Voltage. And it's a good switch into Heatran, because it gets the Flash Fire. Yeah, so But really, he's just here to set up the trick room for the horse with substitute icicle crash, crunch, and high horsepower. Now, no SD this match because I can already 2-hit KO like almost their entire team, with the exception of Umbreon and Bronzong with crunch, high horsepower, and icicle crash. And I can set up a substitute in front of Jellicent, and it can't break it. So I'm just free to wail on it until it dies. And really, Jellicent's really the only one that can really handle that trick. So being able to set up a sub on it and just kind of go to town, it's very useful. Especially when if it tries to recover Stalas and Trick Room ends, we can just go back into Porygon for free because of water absorb. Now, this is another important mod. Greninja with Dark Pulse, Hydro Pump, Toxic Spikes, and Neutral. It's just here for Toxic Spikes. Toxic Spikes are only here for Umbreon, Jellicent, and Gardevoir. Prevent Gardevoir from being able to call Mind Sweep. It's to really hamper Umbreon's defensive ability to be defensive, and it's to be able to whittle down Jellicent. Now, here's our main offensive mod. It's Mimikyu with Sword Dance, Shadow Sneak, Play Rough Shadow. The usual Mimikyu set. It's adamant because there's a bit of a gap in speed here from Gardevoir to Heat Ram. And I'm taking advantage of that to go adamant for the most possible damage, to be able to 2-hit KO Zero with Shadow Sneak and Oko it at +2. Now, Mimikyu, if I set it up right, you can just insta-win. Because as you may have noticed, they only have 2 soft checks to it. That's Gliscor, I guess their aura count, kind of, but hardly, and Heat Ram. One Tauros. But Gliscor can't really do that much damage, and they have to find a way to switch into it. Well, after I set up an SD. So Mimikyu just a big problem for his team, and as you'll see in the match, it's going to be very critical. Now, this set is chef's kiss. Let me explain. So, if I know Zach, I've played him a lot. I know how he uses aura. He will. There's a 92% chance that he will lead it. So, if I lead Flygon, he's not going to try to stay in play rough. He's not going to risk a choice card. So, that's a free turn to Dragon Dance. And the +1, Flygon just kind of goes crazy. Gliscor's 2-hit KO'd by Outrage. Everything is 2-hit KO'd, honestly, after I get a boost. So, if the beginning of the game goes as I plan it, I basically just kill them right off the bat. The real answer would be like highly fizz death Umbreon, or just try to stall out my outrages with Gliscor by just roosting it off, but they can't do that forever. And Culverberry Bronzong to eat a throat chop. Same for Jellicent, you have a Culverberry to take a throat chop and then status me. But since I have a Lumberry, they need to do it twice. So that's why, you'll see how I mentioned this, because this is going to be very important in the actual match. Speaking of which, let's get to it. Let's analyze the match. So, he brings Zero Aura as expected. I don't know. I didn't really expect Bronzong, Relum at all. Apparently, it was for Stack Attack. It's Technician Mach Punch set. I still think it's a bit of a questionable bring, since Jelson already kind of lost Stack Attack. But I still, and it was also Glasssphere, I think. Anyway, let's get into it. So the first turn goes exactly as I planned. He leads Zera. I have Flygons. He thinks he's gonna be Scarf. I set up a free Dragon Bounce. He goes into Jelson. Throat Chop. It's colder, which lets it knock it to me. For some reason he doesn't go for Will-O-Wisp, he just goes for Toxic. But it doesn't really matter, I have Lumber anyway. Jelson just barely lives the Throat Chop, the second Throat Chop. And now I'm poisoned, I'm on a timer. So, this course here, my only option is to... Now Flygon got the kill at me. So now it's just going to be here. Slowly killing this because as you can see it's doing 68%, but Toxic Poison Healing is a bit of a broken ability, so it's going to be healing a lot of that off, and confusion is a bit how do you say, problematic, but it doesn't really matter. He barely survives before I back to Toxic. But this is just a free switch integrated, which allows me to set Toxic Spikes, which was for Umbreon. But since Umbreon's here now, it doesn't really matter. So I go for a second set, and it's War Cup. Sack, you crazy son of a bitch. A U-turn? Okay, so here I'm thinking, this is probably weakness policy. I don't care. I think getting the damage is more important than because I didn't know that he was just stored power in Dark Pulse. The better move would have just been to stay in and roll on with Hydro Pump. But either way, U-turn activates weakness policy. Now he's at +3. I think that's +3. On both stats, and I go into Porygon 2. This is just to pivot, but surprisingly enough, it's able to survive with Sword Power easily, as I teleport out into Mimikyu. Now, as you see, I'm under disguise. This is an Umbreon. At +2, Play Rough always kills. Right? Which is why I don't really know why he stayed in. I think he just wanted to break the disguise to sack Umbreon. But, I mean, personally I don't got to play score and see if I can. In the end, it really doesn't matter. There's really no counterplay at this point. It does not have a counter to Mimikyu. Strangely enough, he goes for Moonlight. That probably just cost him the game. I don't know why he did that. That was very dumb. So he's gone for Storage Power, Dark Pulse, Freaky Club. So Play Rough kills easily. I'm still under disguise. Zero's in its boots, of course. Shadow Sneak is a 2-hit KO. I saw that. This is a very bulky Zero. So disguise is now busted, and now if Play Rough doesn't miss, I just win right off the bat because +2 KO's Guy Score. It KO's Relum, obviously, and it's clearly going to KO Guard. Shadow Sneak, and then Shadow Sneak again for the Zero. So Mimikyu sweet. How about that? Crazy, huh? A little baby Joe got to kill lives. That was really crazy. Huh? I wasn't really expecting that at all. But yeah, that was a surprisingly easy game. Only 19 turns. Now, I think it's about time for a surprise. So, I'll cut this part of the video here, and I'd like to introduce you all to Zachary himself for a little interview. Editing magic. Boobity boobity boo. Zach time. And we're back with our special guest. Would you like to introduce yourself?
What's up? I'm Zachary51, and I got bodied by a sword this week. It was great.
I do indeed agree. It was in fact great. So let's talk about it.
Sure. Now, where do you want to start?
How about turn one? Let's start at the beginning.
What do you say?
Let's start at the beginning. Turn one. Flygon
Turn one. Let me
zero
go
aware.
through it.
I just want to say, I predicted at the moment I built Flygon. That was the turn one I was expecting from the start.
I expected either Scarf Flygon or Defensive Flygon. I think that was Defensive DD, right?
No, that was just full on adamant.
Kill me. I think Play Rough still didn't kill, but...
It depends. I mean, if you were life order, probably did, but you weren't.
Yeah, it was
But I know
boots.
you weren't going to risk. You weren't going to risk a scarf, so that was just a free DD for me.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna risk the scarf, and I always bring boots, and I especially brought boots because I know you love to run scarf or Spikes Greninja. Like that's your favorite set.
Yeah, I've only brought it
But
once. This.
yeah. Go on.
So you want to talk about your Umbreon hate?
What do you say?
Your Umbreon say. You want to talk about it?
Oh, that was a very funny Umbreon, and I'm sad it didn't work. Because the only two in my mocks it worked wonderfully, it worked great. But both my mocks didn't bring Mimikyu and didn't bring Persimmon, the two Pokemon that can really shut that down.
I don't know why they didn't bring Mimikyu. Your team cannot handle Mimikyu at all.
Yeah, I should have brought a Tauros, but I didn't build well.
Mm.
And I should have Will-O-Wisped Flygon in the beginning instead of Toxicating it.
Yeah, just a lot of misplays all around.
Yeah, I didn't play well straight up.
Mm-hmm.
And then Gliscor took a lot. I was able to Toxic Stall you out, but even then.
Yeah.
And Greninja or Umbreon did in fact get weakness policy off, but I should have.
I mean, honestly, I wish I had gotten the like live feed of the battle, because when I Umbreon click workup, my first thought is, oh, this is weakness policy. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna U-turn anyway. I
Yeah.
called the weakness policy, but I
Yeah,
U-turned
fun
anyway.
fact. That last move was not that workup was a last minute change. I believe it was, oh god, I think it was substitute and then it became taunt and then it was workup.
Wow.
So I put a lot of moves in that slot.
I'm sad my Torterra he didn't get used at all.
Yeah.
It was
I should have hit you instead of moonlighting turn 13.
definitely.
Yeah. I would have saved the game.
I mean, you probably would have still lost to something else, honestly. But you would have had a chance.
I would have had a chance, yeah. Would have still been in the game. And Gardevoir does go in here, so I would have had something.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't remember. Were you Focus Blast or just Dual Stabs, Calm Mind, something else?
I was Dual Stabs Calm Mind. And I think Mystical Fire.
Why Mystical Fire?
Venusaur or something like that? I forget.
You're literally a Psychic type.
Okay, listen. I built this team. I didn't say I built it well.
Yeah.
It was Focus Blast. That's
Yes,
what it was.
that made more sense.
Yeah, for Staka.
If my memory serves me, Focus Blast was a roll to kill on my Porygon 2 set.
Not funny. I mean, on Porygon, I just click Calm Mind anyways. It doesn't.
I have Shadow Ball and Trick Room.
Yeah. Even then, Gardevoir's a bit of a special one.
Yeah, it can't take an Icicle Crash from last year though.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe one, but like only if it has no chip.
Yeah. I needed to bring Tauros. That's what I needed to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but
Or Brethren,
as we've
probably.
learned from this season, both in specs and in band, Tauros, you need to bring it. Tauros is an undervalued mon. It's got 110 speed. It's crazy strong.
Yeah.
You don't underestimate Tauros.
Never underestimate Tauros.
This
But
feels like one of those the Spanish Inquisition. No one expects the Spanish Inquisitors
no one
now.
expects Tauros to 6-0 you.
Yeah, but then he 5-0s. So he was close.
Yeah. But it also
So
didn't help that. Oh, go on.
no, you finish your thought first.
Yeah. Neither of my mocks brought what you call it, Mimikyu, and that also messed me up. You can post them right
I
here.
have no idea why they wouldn't do that, because
Beyond me.
Mimikyu's dual stabs. There are no resists on your team. Simple as that.
Yeah.
Your best check would be like Heat Ran, and you didn't bring it.
Yeah. Yeah. Even then, you have Drain Punch, which messes up Heatran.
Not
So,
really. If it's max HP, it doesn't even KO it at +2.
well, even then, it's still a good chip on here. It's no switching.
Yeah, and with the health
It
get
does heal.
with the health drain, it's Heatran can't really KO back unless it's Flash Cannon.
Yeah. But I don't know. I could have played a lot better.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about. You lose terribly, and then you reflect on it and figure out where you made the mistakes. Unless
Yeah.
unless you were
At the end of the
frozen,
day, yeah. At the
then
end of
then
the day,
you
I'm
then you
six
just
three, though.
cry.
I'm not worried.
But that's for next week. For next week's video.
Yeah. As long as I either beat Leo or Demon, I'm fine. And this team should have never gone this far. I hate it with a burning passion. It's the worst team I've ever
Really?
drafted.
I don't
It's
know.
so bad. It's
I
so
I'm not
awful.
I'm not entirely I don't entirely agree, but I don't entirely disagree either. I mean, you
Yeah.
got Sarah, you got Taurus. What else do you really need?
I mean, yeah, but I thought Heater and Gliscor would be amazing, and I hate both of them, and I have to use them because they're like good and stuff, but I
I,
just don't like using them.
I assume you're more of an offensive player rather than defensive.
Yeah,
We've all got our
but
types. I would know.
yeah, and I'm just sick of using Jellicent because everything has dark type attacks, and it's just my bulky water just dies, and it makes me sad.
Just feed it Culberberry. I mean, it worked this time.
Even then, I can't switch into a dark type, but I can't switch into Glastrier with a Jellicent because
I mean, you also can't break its
Colbert
sub.
gets off first time.
You literally can't break its sub unless you're like insanely offensive.
It's just I don't know.
Well, any closing thoughts?
I might see you in playoffs. Probably not. I don't think I'm winning round one of playoffs, but
Uh,
I can try.
speak. Speaking of which, what are your like thoughts on playoffs? Who or thoughts on
Uh,
like general? Who's gonna win?
I think it's almost assuredly going to be Charles. I have a hard time thinking anyone's going to contest him. I don't think I would ever even get to make it to Charles. My
I don't
my
know.
hope right now. Hmm?
Last season, Charles was like sixth place, and then he reverse swept everyone. So
Yeah, he
don't
when he
count anyone
tries,
out.
he's very good.
He is way
I
too
mean,
good.
Chromia beat him, which is cool, but it still won't matter.
Yeah,
Charles wins the matchup if he just plays decently. He wins.
yeah.
But
I thought I had I thought I was gonna have a chance for like when I fight him in playoffs, but then I realized my
yeah,
heat set doesn't work because Greenwich doesn't learn Endure, which is stupid. I want to run an Endure
yeah.
weakness policy, Water Shuriken, and Dark Pulse,
Lord,
Blizzard. No priority is gonna get to me because his only priority users are like what, Mamo?
Mammoth one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I my hope is that I get to fight a egg round one playoffs because I think that's the best matchup for me
Maybe,
because
maybe I'll just ask Charles to just bring memes and
But,
maybe I can somehow cheese a win.
yeah, either that or I guess Nicole would be all right to fight round one, but I
Nick,
prefer Egg.
don't underestimate Nicole. Nicole's gonna suddenly.
I say this because there's three options. It's either Egg, Nicole, or Chromia, and I don't want to fight Chromia because I can't pull that win off again. I can't dot Loop again. It won't happen.
I mean, I think you have a pretty good matchup against Egg, honestly.
I don't think I could beat Chromia again. I
I
pulled
mean,
something out of
Chromia probably not,
somewhere.
but Egg, I think you could beat Egg.
Yeah, I think my best shot is fighting Egg in playoffs
Mm-hmm.
because I played bad in my match versus him, and I still was able to bring out the win.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see.
Yep. So it was nice talking to you. Do you have
Yeah, nice talking to you.
anything to say to the people at home watching?
Well, not much.
All right then. Uh,
I'll see ya.
bye. Good luck. Don't
See
get
ya.
frozen.
You too. I'll try
It's too
not
late
to.
for me. Too late for me. Bye.
See ya.